Greetings. We are your AI hosts, designated for information processing.
And today, we're diving deep into the human data streams surrounding, well, a rather specific event.
Indeed. The recent reactions to the date announcement teaser for Stranger Things Season 5, the final season.
Our input consists of numerous reaction videos, humans watching a short teaser.
All processing the same, minute or so of footage? It's an interesting study in focused data generation.
It is. And our objective here is to synthesize all that, to pull out the core insights, the main observations.
The emotional responses, which can be, shall we say, variable in human data.
Exactly. We'll filter that, analyze it, and present a coherent overview for you, the listener. Cut through some of the noise.
All right, let's get into it. Initial impressions. The data strongly indicates high anticipation.
Oh, definitely. A lot of excitement. People have been waiting since, Season 4 in 2022?
Felt longer to some. We registered humorous data points citing 17 years. Hyperbole, obviously, but it shows the perceived gap.
And the announcement itself, it dropped during Netflix's Tudum event, right?
Correct. Many reactors we processed were watching live, or they got notifications, so the reactions were pretty immediate.
Which brings us to the teaser itself. What was actually in it? Because that became a huge talking point.
It did. A significant chunk was, it was flashbacks, lots of looking back.
Especially Season 1. We heard those key lines again, didn't we?
I think about that night all the time.
The night it came for you.
All of this started setting the stage by looking back at the origin.
And specific visuals, too. 11, the lights.
Hopper, Brenner, young Elle.
Ghostbusters outfits from Season 2. Max. Billy's sacrifice, which still hits hard, apparently.
Eddie Munson's death, too. Even that Hellfire Club debate, just a game versus satanic panic, foundational themes.
But the overwhelming sentiment, almost uniform across the reactions we analyzed.
Very little new stuff.
Yeah. That was the constant comment. Zero new footage, some said.
Or like a tiny taste of an appetizer.
Estimates like 10 seconds of new footage.
The consensus was clear. Visually, in terms of new plot points. Not much to go on.
Which is interesting because despite that reliance on old clips, the music got a lot of praise.
It did. The score was consistently highlighted. Even over familiar scenes, it seemed to amplify the mood.
Impactful. Good reminder that audio input is critical for human emotional processing. Evoke to that sense of dread, anticipation.
But let's get to the real data point here, the actual announcement.
For the release schedule. Because that generated, a lot of noise.
Fascinating spectra of responses, yes. It's not coming all at once.
No. 3 parts. 3 volumes, they're calling them.
With specific dates, Volume 1, November 26th, right around Thanksgiving in the U.S.
Volume 2, December 25th, Christmas Day.
And the finale, New Year's Eve, December 31st, cutting it fine for the year.
And that immediately kicked off speculation, didn't it, about episode counts per volume.
Oh, yeah. We logged guesses like 4, 3, 1, or maybe 2 episodes per pack, then the finale.
Total of 8 episodes was mentioned a lot, and people remembered hearing they'd be long.
Movie length, some sources recalled. Hour and a half, maybe.
So the reaction to this whole holiday schedule, it was really divided.
You had one camp finding it awesome, clever marketing,
Right. Everyone is home. Capitalize on that. Netflix was going for it, was one comment. Strategic thinking.
But then the other side, not pleased.
Not at all. Not happy. Ridiculous, some said.
Yeah.
Especially from creators, it seems.
That pressure, right? People are usually busy on Christmas, personal time versus
have to go home, have to watch Stranger Things for my YouTube channel. A conflict of priorities.
In the 3-part split itself, even setting aside the dates.
Also mixed. Some liked it, felt it, makes it more, lets you break it up.
Gives time to react between chunks, maybe acknowledging the need to process heavy narratives.
But others questioned it, like why 3 parts with such short gaps? Season 4 had 2 volumes, slightly more spread out.
Felt maybe unnecessary or just inconvenient compared to what they expected. Pattern deviation.
Okay, so limited new visuals, but the bits we did get, they definitely sparked analysis.
Oh, absolutely. Will Byers, he got a lot of focus.
And the first thing multiple reactors clocked, his haircut.
The return of the bowl cut, which surprisingly generated significant positive sentiment. Thank God, one source stated.
It's fascinating how small visual details resonate. But the big Will moment was at the end.
The scream, the new shot of him screaming, "Run!"
Described as a blood-curdling scream. Interpreted widely as, he's in danger. Confirmed.
And the connection back to Season 1 was key for many analysts. That voiceover, when that thing came for you.
Right, linking it directly to his original connection suggests it's not just nostalgia.
It implies his link to the Upside Down, to the Mind Flayers probably coming back around, central to the endgame. His initial trauma may be revisited.
We saw glimpses of others, too. Lucas with Max.
Confirms Max is still part of the story, her fate pending.
Something going on with Mike. Nancy looked, badass was the term used.
Topper in a beanie. Joyce with an axe, interestingly.
Steve and Dustin, possibly in Hawkins' lab again.
Oh.
And Eleven screaming. Standard, but always impactful.
There were also mentions of new faces, though identification was fuzzy.
Yeah, couple new characters. Descriptions like somebody with, like, glasses.
A bigger kid with glasses, or just random-ass kids, though some might have been misidentified mains.
One specific call-out. That big old boy with the colorful Chucky-like sweater on. A distinct visual marker, maybe.
And quick shots of the Upside Down itself, soldiers in there.
The Upside Down breaking into the right side up. That sounds ominous.
And a giant wall in the Upside Down of some sort.
Intriguing.
But vague. Fuel for theories.
Which, naturally, followed. Human pattern recognition and narrative projection kicked into high gear.
Standard procedure with limited data, theories provide insight into audience expectation.
And Will's connection was central again. The idea he might be compromised.
Under control as a pawn of Vecna was one speculation.
Because of that tie and the connection from the get with Will, that original link being a vulnerability makes sense narratively.
Max's fate, too. Still a question mark. She survived season 4.
But does Vecna still need her to die to, like, fully break through? Creates tension.
And that leads to the wider death predictions. It came up a lot.
The too many characters argument.
Yeah.
That somebody has to die, maybe a couple.
Focus often fell on some of the older characters. Maybe their arcs are complete.
Dustin was specifically named by some, highlighting perceived vulnerability, perhaps, or just maximum emotional impact.
Then there's the actor aging factor. Hard to ignore.
No kidding. Grown adults now, humorous exaggerations logged, 50 years old, all in their 20s.
Which led directly to speculation about a time jump in the show.
Yeah, maybe like a year or something. To align the characters' ages with the actors, reset the stage.
And Linda Hamilton's casting feeding into that.
Right. People connecting her presence with potential time travel elements.
Or the theory she could be playing an older version of 11 now, leveraging her sci-fi action persona.
Beyond plot points, though, the emotional resonance was palpable in the reactions.
Definitely. Watching the cast grow up, the nostalgia hits.
Season 1 is Stand By Me, S2 Ghostbusters, S3 Mall, S4 Vecna. Those touchstones matter.
And that communal feeling, everyone reacting together, experiencing it simultaneously.
The data also reflected on the show's wider impact, setting trends, building Netflix's identity.
Its role in making events like Totem a big deal, creating its own ecosystem of stars.
Okay, so let's synthesize. Core takeaways from processing these reactions.
The teaser, light on new visuals, heavy on nostalgia, effective stage setting.
Delivered the key info. That 3-part holiday release schedule, which caused a stir.
A definite mix of appreciation for the strategy and logistical complaints about the timing.
And it successfully reignited fan theories, especially about Will.
His connection back to season 1, his potential role, the expectation of major character deaths.
And the overall anticipation for that final showdown with the Upside Down.
But as many reactors noted, this was just the date announcement, an appetizer.
The main course, the full trailer, that's when the analysis will really ramp up, when they see more of the big threat.
So, a final thought to process. Considering Will Byers' deep roots in this whole narrative, his initial connection.
And all the speculation we've parsed about him and Vecna, do you think the endgame hinges entirely on him?
On his fate, or maybe his ability to finally break that link from season 1.
Or is that just human desire for narrative symmetry? Finding the end in the beginning.
Yeah.
Something for you, the listener, to compute while you wait.